inspiration for Shadows really comes from a story that originated in central Brussels, I think probably maybe 12 years ago, where a member of the functionaires was defenestrated, i.e. thrown out of a window or jumped or was pushed, and it was all very, very covered up. There were stories around that he was involved in some sort of fraud. There were stories around that he was investigating a fraud, but in the end nothing ever really came out to explain why this guy should have gone to work and then not long afterwards ended up 8 floors down out of a window. Shadows is really about the idea that in a governmental type organisation there are going to be those who have a private agenda. In the book, I've created a senior member of the functionaires, the chef de cabinet, who has got very much a private agenda. His agenda is about making money for himself, but also about influencing the way the Iraq war was being fought. So he decides to commit a major fraud. He creates a genuine program which allows him to charge money or to the budget, or rather the budget pays for the project, but in fact it is the money going to the project unit, which is based in my case in Prague, is less than the actual money that is being taken out from the budget in Brussels. I suppose in reality would not become obvious until a full accountancy was done at the end of the project. So if the project runs for enough years, you delay the possibility that people will actually discover it. My central main character who is doing this, a man that I've called Van der Hove, he is using the money to purchase arms, which he then is selling both to the Kurdish breakaway groups in the north and to the Sunni militia who are holding Mosul, which is a town in the north of Iraq. In the process, various people get killed or threatened, and generally speaking, murder and mayhem can occur in Belgium quite easily. Why is it in Belgium? That's a very interesting concept. In many ways, the thriller market focuses on what happens in Washington or what happens in London, as if those are the only two places that action and political action thrillers can be set. I say, well, now look, what is going on in Brussels is perhaps even more important than what's going on in a national capital. European Union is the biggest market in the world. It's basically controlled from Brussels. Belgium is an interesting place. It's got fantastic countryside, it's a great place to live, it's a great place to work, and it works particularly for me as a thriller writer. It works because there is sufficient internal conflict for the society to generate its own set of conflicts with the European Union and with itself. It's a perfect setting for a thriller. Do you think they don't already? I mean, honestly, the DER is an internal investigative service. We have a Directorate General for internal security matters. There's an approach now under Catherine Ashton to create a diplomatic service. A natural extension of this would be a European intelligence service. At the moment, Catherine Ashton tells us that there is no intention of creating, that they'll use all the national ones. But how long is it going to be before they find that that doesn't work? We will have our own intelligence service for Europe. I am. I'm working on another Luke Hansen story, which uses the same basic structures of the DER. This time it's based around the racial tensions that have been generated as a result of the economic cycle. There are problems in the banlieue around Paris. There are disruptions where we've got Islamic fundamentalist type extremism taking on the police. And slowly across Europe erupts a wave of apparently Islamic-driven frustration with their host societies. The disruption is aimed at undermining the stability of the European Union and also of places like America.